was a dark and stormy night, and a carriage was making its way along a country road between tall hedges and dark looming trees on either side. The carriage was an unfortunate rail replacement, the main train line to Ashby-de-la-Zouche being blocked by a fallen tree. But the people at the last station, unable to put you up for the night, have provided onward travel to your destination. It's not too many miles to go, and you should make the town before midnight, and they've promised there'll be rooms in the station hotel for you waiting. As it is, you're rattling along this country road, bouncing over the ruts and the mud as the storm lashes outside. Thunder rolls in the distance. The trees sway from side to side. You can hear the rain against the roof. But three of you are safe inside in the dry. Same cannot be said for the poor coachman outside, or his horse. But here you are. Three strangers in a carriage together on this long, dark road. And if we were to peer through the window of this carriage, which would be very rude, so we're not going to, but if we were, what would we see? Who is inside the carriage this evening?
Well, what you would see is an old, balding vicar in his, well, not his best clothes, but like a respectable travel clothing. Leaning on a sitting on the bench, but also leaning on his walking cane, and yeah, just staring ahead, waiting and maybe looking a little tired.
Bram is sitting there in the carriage seat, looking out. He's got his toolkit sit underneath the seat behind his feet, just as we're rattling along. And he keeps looking down to make sure everything's staying in place as we go over the ruts. And then he looks back and forth at his compatriots in case someone's looking for a conversation. It's not exactly the way the evening was supposed to go.
Percival is, well, he's sitting opposite both the other gentlemen, and he probably takes up most of the other seat. I think he's probably 7 foot or more. He's probably as wide as well, and he's just snoozing. He's straw-coloured hair. He just, young lad, 25, but built like an ox, and probably as intellectual as one as well. He's trying to doze, but keep his mind empty of all thoughts. Doesn't take out much effort, to be fair. And he just relaxes, and he's just enjoying the rain, I suppose. I would have said sunshine, but there's no sunshine, so he's just dozing, just relaxing, just wanting to get on his journey so he can get home. But I should have mentioned he's just dressed up in basic standard clothes, dark earthy colours, thick woolen stuff for working the outdoors. He's a farmer by trade and works outdoors a great deal.
Yeah, Bram is not well dressed, but he's a workman, plying his cobbling trade. So he's just wearing his normal work clothes. He was expecting to go out and meet people, but he's not really going to. I mean, he's looking at other people's, at Thomas's and the Reverend's shoes, just in professional interest as to what they're wearing. If he could upsell them with something.
Do either of you need new shoes?
I mean, the Reverend's shoes may be a bit dirty from like the changing from the train to the carriage, but it's well-made shoes. Looking at my credit rating, yeah, fairly fairly expensive shoes, even.
Yeah, I think Percival's shoes are like the heavy hobnail boots that are the sort of things that last forever, to be fair. Probably patched up a little bit, but they're still hanging in there somehow. Not sure what holds them together, but something is.
Now I'll take a look out the window. Does it seem like we're making any progress?
You're moving along at a fair pace. You can't really see much out there. It's dark. You can just make out the shadowy shapes of trees on either side of the road. It's one of those roads where the trees almost seem to lean over and almost meet in the middle above the top of the road. Beyond that, you sense there's probably some hills and fields, but you can't see too clearly. And then there's a flash of lightning, and I'd like you to make me a spot hidden, please.
No.
As you look out into the night.
Is that all of us, or just...
Just him. He's the one looking out. As the lightning flashes, it illuminates, the silhouette of hills. There looks to be a building atop one of the hills, a couple of miles away from the road. Like a large one. But other than that, just fields, hills. No sign of the town yet. It must be 3 hours yet to go.
Well, that's just how it is. A tree falls and we get delayed.
I don't know why someone didn't just lift the tree out the way.
Well, sometimes that's not that easy.
It's only a tree. Just move it. Just push it over a little bit.
Well, I think you might be able to. I mean,
Trees are tiny. Just move it. The weather's not that good, though.
no, it doesn't seem to be.
I suppose it saves walking. Probably much safer than walking as well. I mean, what could go wrong on a coach journey like this in the middle of a dark and stormy night?
I think that is a question, the answer to which I don't want to know.
Nothing can go wrong.
No, it'll all be fine. We'll get where we're going.
So God will.
I just wish I'd travelled back earlier when it was still light.
Well, had we known beforehand, we probably all would have.
True. So, why is everyone travelling on this journey anyway? I'm just heading back to my family's farm.
Well, was heading out to the farm to meet an acquaintance of mine. He has some fine goatskin leather I need for a commission that I just recently took.
Fair enough. Yep.
Oh, yeah, just visiting friends. Another reverend down, and I'm just gonna call a village like 3 steps further down the line.
Yeah, you know the place.
Yep.
That would be
Appropriate.
Yeah, something like that. I'm sure I know a retired colonel, a Colonel Mustard, or someone who lives that way.
yeah, up over towards Willersley.
That's the one.
No, or was it Melbourne? Maybe it's Melbourne.
Melbourne is a lot longer, isn't it?
There was another Melbourne before that Melbourne.
If I'm making it there with the coach, I'm worried.
Hey, look, wait till you hear about Boston.
Yeah.
I've been
I'll have a look out the window, not out the window, but just through the curtains a bit, see what the weather's doing. Is it still raining?
Still raining? Yeah, rain sleeting against the window. You can give me a spot hidden too as you stare out into the night. The rain sleets down the glass.
Spot hidden or natural world?
It's not hidden.
Somehow I got a success, which I'm not sure. Should I use luck to change that?
No, as you look out, as you peer out into night, swear for just a moment, you saw a dark shape moving across the field. Like, just a bit from the shadow of the trees. There's a lightning in the distance.
Oh, there's lots of
Dark
things that move
shadow on the
over the
grass.
fields. I mean, it could be a fox, could be anything. Could be just an animal loose, or a poacher or something. I mean, sure, it'd be harmless. Probably quite small, I'm guessing, was it? Or big, or...
It must have been a trick of the light. It did look quite large, but maybe it was just a sheep running for cover.
Very likely, just a matter of perspective. I know those things. I know big words and that.
Yeah, the rain does not show any sign of stopping.
Let's hope we don't have to swim the rest of the way.
And with that, I'll look out. It is lashing down, and I'll look out to see what's going on.
Jenna, you can have the spot hidden as well. See if there's anything to see out there as the rain pours down. Oh, there's definitely something moving out there. You see a flicker, the swaying of trees, and then there's a sudden thud. Something hits the side of the carriage. Yeah. There's a horse rears up, the whole carriage rocks back and forth. I'd like a dexterity roll from all of you as the carriage rocks from side to side wildly, the horse panicking in its tresses. Thomas, you're sort of thrown to the ground, the floor of the carriage crashing across the others. The other two manage to keep their seats as you hear this scream cut abruptly short.
A human scream?
Stops.
To be fair, if Thomas fell, that'd probably keep the other two in the seats.
Yeah, you're wedging them in place. You hear this scream, very human scream, suddenly cut short. There's the ripping sound, the sound of like breaking wood, and the carriage stops moving.
Does that scream sound like the coach driver by any chance?
It sounded like a person.
Person.
Wait,
Which side was the scream from? It doesn't probably matter.
It's hard to tell in that panicked moment.
Okay. The carriage has just stopped. It hasn't fallen over, though.
The carriage has just stopped.
I'm going to have a look out the window. One of them, anyway.
Okay. You peer out the window into the night. Rain sleeting against you. Are you peering actually out the window, or are you just...
Oh, I'm not sticking my head out the window.
Okay, in which case you can't really see anything. Your carriage is not moving. You can see the trees on either side. From there, you can't see what's going on out there.
No. Well, I'll have to check on the driver. At least I can drive a coach if he's had an accident. That didn't sound good, though. But I'll just open the door and step out and have a look around towards where the driver should be.
Okay, you step out into the night. The wind plucking at your clothes, the rain lashing down on you. First thing you notice is that the horses are gone. The wood, like the traces and everything that would hold in place, appears to be splintered and broken and torn. Horses are gone.
That's not good. The horses have
Second thing you notice is the driver, or what remains of him, slumped in his seat. Top half of his body appears to be entirely missing. What is left is a crushed mass of flesh, and I need a sanity roll from you, please, Thomas.
Sure, it'd be. No, that's a fail.
Okay. Please roll me 1d4 plus 1.
Oh, 5.
Okay.
Hmm.
Please
Good
deduct
start.
5 points from your sanity and give me an intelligence roll, please.
Ah, it's okay, I'm done. It's just a squished person.
You freeze there for a moment. The rest of you hear from inside. You hear like Thomas let out this sort of sound of just horror as he takes a couple of instinctual steps backwards, temporarily just overcome by the horror. And then
I'll-
you steady yourself. There must be some explanation for this that smarter minds than your own could understand.
I'll step out and say, all right.
You
And
might
as
want
you
to
step out. You see what Thomas saw as you step out into that. You see the missing horses and half of the missing driver. And I need a sanity roll from you too, please.
Okay.
As you stare at his. No, you only lose 1 point of sanity. You that's a steady.
What happened? I'm gonna lean out, but I'm not gonna go forward. I'm an old man. Why did we stop? What happened?
We seem to have lost the horses
Oh,
and half a driver.
Hmm.
half? Oh,
The top half is missing. I think you need both halves for the drivers to work, really.
Do we see any on the ground? Is it light enough that we can see like where the drag marks, where the horses might have been taken,
think-
or
I think most of these sort of carriages are likely to have a lantern hanging so I don't bump into one another. But
was this an animal attack? And I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna look at the dead body and I'm gonna try to find out what kind of animal would do such a thing. That means probably another sanity roll.
you're muted.
There is a lantern casting a dim pool of light around the front of this carriage. And yeah, Reverend, give me an intelligence roll. As
Uh-oh.
yeah, the Reverend stare. You say like, "This is, yeah."
This is not an animal.
I mean, it's an animal, but it's not an animal that should be loose out here. This is, oh god, that's something tore him clean in half. But what could possibly do that? Roll me 1d10, please.
could I just do a tracking roll to see if I can see any tracks or
Yes,
make any
yes, you
idea what it
can.
is?
Yes, you can. He's searching around in the mud. Yes. I mean, as you're bending down to look in the mud, the Reverend just faints clean away
Oh, Vicar.
and lands in the mud. Unless anyone's going to try and catch him on the way down.
I'm too busy looking at puddles of mud. He
If I'm-
probably lands on the puddle I'm looking into it.
Yeah. Bram, do you want to try and catch him? Or
if I'm close enough to, yeah, I'll
yeah,
try.
give me a dex roll. See if you can catch him before he hits the ground. Yeah, you managed to catch him just before he lands in the puddle of. Oh god, that is not water.
There's been a few carriages this way, probably something a horse left.
No, that appears to be part of the
Driver.
internal organs of the driver that has slipped and slithered onto the ground in front of the carriage. Yeah, that's. You can see there's a dark blood edging the water in the dim light of the carriage lantern. Thomas, as you sort of bend down to look at the mud, you can see something. Is it a track? It almost looks like. I don't know how well. I mean, you know your animals well. You work on a farm.
Yeah.
But you have never come across an animal track like this before. You can see the marks almost where something is slithered in the mud for a moment. There's also a couple of very large prints. Like footprints.
That doesn't make sense.
And then
So like
there's not hoof prints and not like
Not hoof prints, not paw prints.
not horses. These are large. They are almost like displayed four-toed looking prints.
Oh, it's probably just a big toad thing.
No, as in four toes.
Oh, toes, not toad.
That does not tend to...
four-toed. Four-toed as in pertaining to having 4 toes.
I would have said that would have been a big toad.
Yes, I mean, who knows how many
I
toes
don't.
a toad has?
Maybe a toad.
Good. So it's basically a big footprint. I've got no idea what it is. But I found a footprint. That's
Reverend is
Okay.
starting to come around. The rain sort of stir you back to consciousness.
It's like,
Oh my.
you back with us?
Yes. Is there anything I know that could do something like that? Even if it's not supposed to be here, maybe it's like a zoo animal or whatever.
I mean, give me a natural world roll, please.
I mean, that is a
Just
success.
thinking like, well, ever a wolf would have torn its prey. It would have been claw marks. This doesn't look like that. This almost looks like. You remember once at a visit to a zoo visit you attended, an exhibition of animals from around the world. You remember they fed the alligators. You saw them just their prey. This looks like that.
But that does not make any sense. This creature could not get here. Point 1 and point 2. How would that get up there in that
What creature?
I was thinking. I saw alligators. Those live like in. I think there's some in the Nile, and I think there might be some in the new colonies.
Where's the Nile?
Does not matter.
That's just south of London.
A lot of south, I guess.
Yeah, in denial. Yes.
In the Nile.
Sounds about right. It sounds that sort of thing. I've never heard of an alligator, so.
But they shouldn't be able to jump up a carriage that's moving. That does not. You said you found tracks?
Oh yeah, there's a couple of footprints here, big ones.
But did the horses escape and run away? Were they dragged? I mean, what?
Would I be able to tell at all from the
That's
tracking?
success. Yeah, you did also see. I mean, there's a lot of horse and carriage marks on this road, but a lot of them have been wiped away by the mud and the rain. So you can make out there do seem to be the tracks of a more recent pair of horses heading at pace away from you.
Well,
Yeah, it looks like the horses went that way, the way we should be going.
I mean, this is good because we have to go by foot now.
Is the carriage heavily damaged at all?
Not especially, no.
I'm just wondering how heavy it will be to move it.
Reasonably heavy. Yes, reasonably heavy. Even for a man of your strength, this would be
Is it possible? I'll just give it a bit of a pull to try and move it.
Yeah, give me a strength roll. Let's see if you can get this moving.
Hard success.
You're managing to sort of like if
Can
you
we
shove
come
it,
out
you
of
can
it?
essentially move it either off the road or along the road, but you're not moving it fast,
Yeah.
and currently it doesn't have anyone in it.
What if I
It would
spent
be
like made at an extreme? Would that be enough to get the carriage?
It would be very slow progress.
Probably not
like,
worth it.
Even hitched in harness, like I mean, you'd be moving slower than walking pace.
Fair enough. We'll probably have to walk the rest of the way. I don't think even I can shift this carriage.
I think slower than walking pace is gonna be our walking pace because I'm not really fast.
That's a very good point. I mean,
After the initial
If you
horror
want to try
wears
and
off,
harness yourself and pull, you can do.
how
Is there-
big is Reverend Green?
I mean, Reverend Green is, slightly short. So let's say like 170. So whatever that is in
170 170 is a perfectly reasonable height. That's not even that short.
Well, I mean,
I think that's
I
about
could always
5'4".
carry you some of the journey if it looks as if you're struggling. I mean, the weather's not great. We could grab what we can from the carriage, see if the driver's got any thing near his seat. I don't know if he'd have a gun or something like that. I don't think we'll need one, but
I think if you could just carry my stuff as well, then I should be fine.
After the initial horror is over, do we see any kind of civilization anywhere nearby? A house?
Oh.
do we know
Looking
where?
out into the dark night, there's of lightning briefly illuminates the scene around you. You see the road you're on sort of curving along this dark lane between high banks, hedges, and tall looming trees. You can see on the left-hand side, the ground slopes downwards. You can just make out the line of a river down at the bottom of the hill, and you think you just caught a glimpse in the distance of what looks potentially to be a mill on the river. On the other side of the road, whichever side I didn't already say. Did I say left?
I think that was the left, so this will be the right.
Okay. On the right-hand side, you can see the hill slopes upwards, and you can just make out as the lightning flashes. There's a little bit of a large building at the top of the hill. Looks to be potentially either a large farmhouse or a small manor house. It's hard to tell from this distance.
Would I know the area at all?
You don't know exactly where you are, as in you know you're somewhere partway towards
Somewhere between A and B.
Yeah, you know you possibly somewhere between Ibstock and Ashby, but exactly where you are.
I wouldn't know any of the farms in this area or the farmland.
No, you don't know anyone who lives around these parts. But they've got a bit of a reputation for being a bit hostile to outsiders around this valley. You know how everyone talks shit about the people in the next valley over. So the people in the valley you know around here go, oh no, we don't talk to those people over at Sweepstone. And
those strange people with cloven feet and all sorts of stuff and extra heads and arms.
Yeah, and they've found the wrong kind of sheep.
Exactly. So what should we do? We could probably have a head to that mill, that place there, or try and carry on our journey and see it. I mean, I don't know how much further we've got to go.
And I don't think it is wise to stay outside when a creature like this is hunting. So we should probably. Which one of the two is closer, the mill or the house?
The house is closer, but the mill is downhill.
That is that is a predicament.
Are there lights on in either of the places?
I say at this distance, now you like know that they're there. You think you can make a light at the house. You can't see any lights at the mill.
Most likely everyone's gone home from the mill. You think we should make for the house?
By mill, I mean like a water mill.
Yeah, just by the river. So.
Grain mill, not like a big.
Well, we need to get out of the rain, so.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
If there's light up there, we can probably warm up.
That makes sense. But the people here aren't usually that friendly.
Well,
we don't need us with a shotgun.
Whether we just want to get out of the rain or we want to get out of the rain and meet people.
Might be too much to ask if they have a telephone or something.
Which do we feel we'd get there quickest? Which is, I know the distance wise, but the fact that one's downhill and the other's up. Sort of equal distances.
Yeah.
I'm happy with either option, so I'll let you two decide. I don't mind.
Do you think you can make it up that hill?
Well, I will certainly try.
Can I have a quick search around the carriage in case there's whether the driver had a gun or anything like that?
Yeah, you don't find a gun. You do find a small flask that has a few drops of some spirit at the bottom.
I won't be sneaky about it, but I'll pick that up and put it in the pocket.
He's got a decent pair of shoes on.
Oh yeah, there's the lower half of his body.
Yeah, the lower half of him. There is an apple and some wax paper with some ham sandwiches.
Well, it'd be a shame to let these go to waste, so may as well take these with us.
You won't be needing them, I don't think. So
No, it's
There's only a little bit of blood on the wax paper.
true. He's half the man he used to be.
As you're doing this, as you're searching around you, all of you hear a sound out in the night. First, for a second, you think maybe it's the rumble of thunder. And then, no, it's a low growl out there in the darkness. Like a large growling dog.
do we feel eyes on us?
Suddenly aware that you're not necessarily alone out here.
Who wants to hold the lantern? Gone on the carriage at Oneshot.
What would you like to do with it?
What?
I missed what you said you actually wanted to do with the lantern.
Oh, sorry, I was just asking the other players, like, who wants to take the lantern? Who wants to carry that?
I'll carry
Oh.
it. Or you can if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be carrying a lot more because I'm not, So if we're gonna take our stuff to that house up there,
Well, I've got my walking stick here, which is just a hefty walking stick, basically. I'd heard people in London were a bit strange, so I thought I'd keep this in case some strange people tried to mug me. So I'll have this handy in case some wild dog or something attacks us. I don't think there's anything like that out here.
well, whatever this was is definitely more than a dog.
Yeah, that's okay. It's not a dog. There's nothing to worry about. It's probably long gone now anyway. I mean, it's probably gone into the river or something. Do I know which direction the tracks went? Was it from towards the river or away from the river?
You're muted.
If you want to follow them, they head the direction you were going along the road for a short distance,
Oh,
and then they veer off down the slope.
it's okay. Well, I'll point out the tracks and say, well, it looks like those tracks, whatever, they go that way, so it should be okay.
Yeah, then it's better if we head up the hill.
True. So let's start. I mean, it shouldn't take too long. But
I'll grab my toolkit.
Eva, we said you heard growling type stuff. Can I try and pin down where that sound was coming from?
Oh yeah, give me a listen check.
Let's see. No.
No, it's hard to tell. Maybe it was just thunder in the distance.
It was. I mean, there's lightning. It has to be thunder.
Yeah. So you're making your way up the hill. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Towards the house, I think.
Yeah, and we'll just load Thomas down with our stuff.
Okay. I would like one of you, on behalf of the group, to make me a luck roll, please. You all should have the same starting luck, so it doesn't matter who does this to begin with.
I think mine's at 95 or something. I just
it isn't.
or it isn't. Oh, it's gone down. So any of us really.
Not me. You know how that goes.
I mean, my luck with Roll20 is not something that we should risk.
I'll roll it. We've all got the same luck, I'm guessing. We're down to 30.
Yes.
I'll
The
just
lucky
roll.
people decided to stay at the last town.
I'll roll on behalf of someone else, and that's a success.
That is a success. Okay, so you begin to make your way up, sort of up the bank and through the hedge and up this muddy slope of a field towards the house in the distance on the hill. And it's quite hard going. The ground is muddy. The rain is sort of soaked in. It's been raining for several hours, and it's dark, and the grass is slippery. And yes.
It's grass, not heather or anything.
No, Yeah, this is field of grass. Yes.
Does it look as this path or this route has been walked often? I'm assuming
This
there's a.
is- Well, are you trying to look for a path, or are you just going up to the light?
I think we're heading towards the light, but I mean, if we find a path on the way, we'll probably go onto that like a
Yeah.
foot.
I mean, the most direct
track.
route is just essentially going cross country. If you want to carry on along the road until you find a turning, you can do.
I think we'll probably just take the direct route
Yeah.
now and keep an eye out for a path if we find one.
Yeah. In which case, this does not walk. You're putting across a field. In fact, ahead of you, you realise that between you and your destination, there is a large bramble hedge dividing across this field. This thick hedge of small shrubby trees and thorny brambles.
Lord, give me strength.
I think we all need that. I don't think we get through this easily.
Are there any gaps in the hedge that we can see?
Give me a spot hidden. You're now facing the greatest horror, the English countryside.
Nope. See it.
I got success.
Yeah, Thomas searching back and forth. You know your hedge as well. You know you spent a lot of time on a farm. You can see, just up there is a piece where it's thinner. There's sort of a gap between
We might be
a
able
couple
to
of
push through
hawthorns that was sturdy whacking down of nettles that you could breach your
I
way
could
through.
trample through there. It looks like there's a slight indentation in that bit of the hedge just stuck that way. It's probably still a bit to get through, but it looks like it has been used before, so we just go. Let's head that way. I'm sure it's a shortcut. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna climb over a bramble hedge.
No, I don't trust my climbing skill.
Is that blueberries? No, not blueberries. Heidelbeeren. Oh, whatever, it's fine.
Blackberries?
Blackberries. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if I established what time of year this is.
It's a very good point. I'll keep an eye out, see if there's any blackberries or any fruit actually on these hedges.
Actually, probably. There's probably some blackberries on the hedges if you want to stop in the night.
Sure.
I mean, you should never pick them in the rain. They go all soggy.
Probably just pick them and pass. I'm not going to spend any time. I'm just.
Yeah, just in passing and
Yes.
popping them in the mouth.
That was a nice one. Yeah. Oh, a bit sour. That was not right. Yeah. I'd like you all to give me with a bonus die. Essentially just a dexterity roll here for getting through this gap in the hedge without getting snagged and injured or.
Luckily, it's the bonus day. Otherwise, that would have been a fumble.
Oh, I was so sad that I suggested a bonus die now. Alas.
That would have been so funny. Thought that roll was mine. 3 fumbles there.
Yeah, Thomas and the Reverend Green, you managed to both get through the hedge without taking any injury. Bram, you will take 1 point of damage from this hedge.
Okay.
You're fighting through. You're like, oh, like the blackthorn or something that's like scratched all the way down your armor, with blood running down your elbow. The
You should
countryside.
have someone look at that scratch. Could be going bad.
Yeah, it'd be all right tonight. I think.
Probably, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's,
But don't want to wrap it up or anything.
I might have something I could wrap it, or at least wipe it down with.
Okay, well, when we find fresh water, you should just clean it out. It should be fine.
Well, I've got something here in this flask. You could probably put over those scratches. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Let's distract whatever it was in the darkness and with screams. Pour a little bit on it.
Yeah, there you go. Are you actually letting him pour some of this alcoholic
Yeah.
substance on?
Yeah.
I'll put a
Yeah.
little bit, not much, because I fancy drinking the rest of it.
yeah.
Oh, well, having said that, I'll pass the flask around if anyone wants a mouthful.
As you're doing this, I'm going to ask you all to give me a listen check, please, as you're doing this. As you're passing the flask around in the rain.
Oh no.
All 3 of you hear something. It sounds like if you have left a wet tarpaulin out in the wind and it's now flapping around wildly. Large, heavy flapping sound.
Hey, can we tell where it's coming from?
It's coming from above you. Actually, you can't hear that. But the other two can.
Well,
You can
okay.
be able
Oh, sounds like there's a tent or something out here.
I'm gonna look up.
to- There's a and for a moment you just see a dark shape circling above you.
Like a vulture.
Like an enormous bat? I need a sanity roll off you because what the hell was that?
Well, that's probably just perspective. It's probably flying
it's the
really
light. It's
high.
the lightning. It's a trick of the. It's a trick of the light. It's a bird flying in the storm. Bird flying in the storm.
I'm just looking to see if there's a tent or something that's had some the side ripped or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably just a tent flapping in the wind. I don't know why someone would camp out here, but you never know. Probably better than being out in the rain.
No tent
Yes.
in sight. No. What are you doing?
Hmm.
I've not seen it.
Well, let's just keep going, right? We wanted to get to the house.
Yeah, let's keep heading
Let's go.
undercover that way if we can.
Here's
Is
an
there any
important question
sheltered?
for you.
Hmm?
Sorry. There's nowhere sheltered really between here and the house. It's just
So it's all
open field.
open.
Yeah, you can see open ground, grass sloping up the rest of the second field, the house at the top of the hill. How are you proceeding up this hill? Swiftly or carefully?
I think carefully is probably because of how slippy it is, and being that Reverend Green is a little bit on the old side, we'll probably want to be careful. I mean, respect your elders and all that sort of thing. I mean, we could just put them on a side and roll them in front of us, but I mean, it might
When
be
you're going up, not down. You pick the wrong direction for just rolling the Reverend down the hill
Exactly.
wildly.
that'll be, if we're going downhill, that'll be a quick way to get them down the hill, to be fair. Like a
Yeah.
straight roll and just shove them down the hill and roll. But I think we'll probably, I suspect we're going to be careful because of the weather and the lack of, light, really, to be fair.
Mhm.
That's just an assumption. And to be fair, I'll probably not be moving quickly because keeping an eye on the Reverend and that as well.
Yeah, the lantern we have is still lit, right? It hasn't gone out. Yeah.
The lantern you've got still lit, yeah. The casting this dim pool of light around you as you make your way up the hill. And then you hear a sound. The house now is perhaps only 100 meters or so ahead of you. You can see the front door. You can see a porch. You can see light glimmering through on the window beside the door. You can see the upstairs windows are dark, but there is a light in the window beside the door. And it's only about 100 meters or so ahead of you when you hear a screech, like the cry of a hunting buzzard above you. And
That doesn't sound good. Look up.
a dark shape is swooping down towards you. Give me a sanity roll.
That's all of us.
Yeah, if you're looking up and seeing it.
Yeah.
Reverend.
It's
yeah,
just
I'm
a
gonna
large
ask for another one,
bird.
yes, 'cause-
Another one?
yeah,
Because it's attacking us. Okay.
yeah.
No, that's a fail from me.
Thomas, there is something coming out of the night towards you. Roll me 1d6, please.
Well, this is. Oh, actually, I mistyped her.
The others, like, you've got the moment of like, what is that? Is that a bird? Is it just something carried on the wind? It's quite big, isn't it? As you're sort of taking this more analytical process, Thomas, this primal instinctive fear has set in with you. I need you to
Not
roll
an
me another intelligence roll.
Now, this is where being ignorant is useful. We shall see. Yep, he's an idiot. It's a big bird.
Yes, it's a big
It's another
bird,
thing.
but still you feel that moment of dread, fear. So you're frozen almost for a second, like a rabbit in the heads of those newfangled things that move still quite slowly and are probably not that dangerous to rabbits.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that big. I mean, I'm bigger than a rabbit, I think.
Okay, so what's everyone doing? You don't have long to decide what you're doing here.
I'm gonna shove the other two and get to the house. I'm gonna start moving as fast as I can.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, I guess I'll be helping the Reverend get to the house.
Okay.
Pulling.
You're supposed to go.
I think,
Hang on, just gotta get this faster.
yeah, Thomas will just turn to face whatever it is and put himself between it and the Reverend, and even walking backwards, he's probably walking quicker than the Reverend.
Okay, so you've put yourself between
I'm just going to get ready to hit it.
thing.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
not
just
a
getting
bird.
ready to hit it with his walking stick, his big hefty stick thing.
Okay. You got a stick. The others are limping, hurrying over, like
Yeah, I'm just backing away,
Sam's
facing
helping
home.
the Reverend
Oh,
towards the door of the
actually-
house. You're standing the ground with the stick as a sting
I'm going to try and scare it off.
swooping down towards you. Give me an intimidation roll. Okay, this is
I'm just going to try and scare it off. I mean, it's just a big bird at the end of the day.
as it swoops down, you see
It thinks I'm a rabbit. I mean, I'm bigger than a rabbit.
in the light
So
of the lantern, it's just this dark and looming shape. It has
don't get
wings
any-
spread wide against the dark night sky.
don't get any... oh,
Long,
that's a bit... yeah.
sinuous neck. Yeah, give me an intimidation roll if you're trying to scare this thing. Go
I'm
on.
assuming I don't get a bonus
No.
because of my build. Because is it big or big or
It's big.
bigger than
Bigger
As
than you
it gets
big.
closer, this is big.
Oh, it's bigger
Big.
than him. Oh, that's...
Yes, it's a lot bigger than you.
I got an extreme
But-
success on
As you sort of raise your stick into the sky, yelling,
basically shouting and yelling at her,
the
waving his...
lightning cracks down from above you, the thunder rolls, and this shape shies away into the night for the time being.
Couldn't have rolled any better than
No.
that.
If for the moment it falters, it shies away in the storm. Every time you see it's almost long, almost serpentine-like body and these little great vast bat-like wings. But yeah,
That's
you've scared
like
it
a
back
bat.
for a moment. You have a little moment of time. The others are almost at the door.
Oh, I'll try and catch him up.
You hurry, you catch up. The rain is still coming down hard, and you reach this solid oaken front door of this house. It does appear to be more of a, like, partway between a very fancy farmhouse and sort of a modest manor house. Yeah, you can see there's light inside the hall. But,
If we look in the window, do we see anyone in the house? Like it's lived in?
Peer into the hall. You can make out, yeah, you can see there's a lantern burning. You can see there's doors leading further into the house. A stairway curving up. There's no one in the front room that you can see. That one appears to be empty.
Well, I'll go knock on the door. There's probably like a door knocker or something.
Yeah, there's a big, like, metal door knocker, like a ring with like some kind of serpent creature coiled around it.
I don't know better. I'm going to knock on the door.
Yeah. The sound of the knocker just echoes through the space inside the house. There is no answer.
I'm assuming they'll reach the door before me anyway, but
Yes, yeah.
if once I reach there, if nothing happens, I'm opening that door or trying to.
Okay. Yeah, the door is not locked.
Yeah, I don't have any manners, so I don't really care.
Yeah, so no answer comes to the knocking, but yeah, you push open this great oaken door into this hall inside. Yeah, are you heading in? You can see, as I said, there is a tall staircase winding up to an upper floor. There is a rather nice rug on the floor. There's paintings hanging on the walls. There's a few doors leading into rooms further into the house. And
Now that we're in,
a large, like, candelabra burning on the side table with like 4 candles set in it.
now that we're in, if we listen carefully, can we hear anything? Any people talking, anything going
Give me
on
a
in the
listen
house?
check, please.
I'm pushing the door shut behind us. And is there any way to bar it, like a bar that drops down, or?
There is what appears to be like a sturdy like latch for the door, like a bolt.
Yeah,
I'll drive across.
I'll do that, basically.
You can't hear anyone else. You can just hear sort of the echoes of the door shutting, the bolt being driven into the thing, the rain against the windows, the sound of water dripping off you onto the stone flags.
Well, at least we're out of the rain.
Yes.
That was a strange alligator. I've not seen one of those before.
Alligators don't fly. It was not one.
Are you sure it could have been a bird, a type of bird? I mean, it's got wings. It has to be a bird. There's nothing else that has wings, which isn't a bird.
Well, bats don't have. Well, bats have wings, but they're not birds.
That's true. Bats have wings. It could have been just a bat. I've never seen a bat before, so it could be a bat. I don't know how big they are.
Generally, they're small.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah, this thing, I mean, it was hard to tell because of the light levels.
You say
speed
the
of
same size
moving.
as the carriage or something like that?
The wingspan you would reckon would be probably about over 20 feet.
So that's quite big.
Yes.
Hmm.
And when I say they're small, I make, it's like this.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't seem like it's that size. It was like a little bit bigger.
A little.
Maybe it's like a parent bat. They're bigger than the children, aren't they?
Well, no. Not that big.
It could be. I mean, look at adults and babies. There's quite a difference there, isn't it?
Not to my knowledge. Not that it's extensive, but...
You don't know about babies?
Oh, I do know babies. Yes, those I know.
I could want to explain how those were made. I was pretty sure you would have known.
They just arrive.
By heron, apparently, or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, at least we're out of the rain, so we should be okay here. I mean, have a look around. Is there anything strange about this place, Keeper? I'll just have a general peruse, not in depth, just looking at pictures, paintings, whatever decorations.
Around, it seems a reasonably fancy place. Paintings on the walls. One is of a gentleman in sort of 1700 style fashion, leaning rakishly on an artistic decorative pillar.
Yeah.
Staring out over a valley. With an expression that says, "I own this."
Yeah, definitely an artistic piece.
And
that's definitely a painting. I know that.
On the other wall appears to be a picture of, in fact, one you probably recognise from church if you attend. I assume as a.
I mean, the Reverend certainly does.
Church? Yeah, the Reverend certainly does. This appears to be a depiction of St. George slaying a dragon.
Well, that sounds, if that is not a sign of anything, and I'm gonna start praying. And probably, referencing St. George during that prayer. Because it seems like something we could use right now.
Thomas, it seems, from mythology, it seems that dragons have wings too, but they are rather large.
Leathery wings and a serpent tail.
It's probably just a bat that's had its head pulled out a bit. It's probably just a big bat. It's strange that there's no one here. Keep, I'll try a listen roll to see if I can hear anyone around the house, because I haven't tried yet. I was too busy being nosy.
Give me a listen roll if you listen out.
Nope.
No, it's quiet in here.
Is there any sign that this place has been lived in, or how long it's been empty for?
Something's burning on the table.
Exactly. So someone must have been here to light these.
Is there a kitchen that we can smell check? If there's anything cooking.
The sniff
One
test.
day, I think I do need to add that to the character sheet.
The sniff test, yes.
I'm going to say maybe a spot hidden, which is the default for the sniff test.
With a specialisation in reptile.
You can smell wet wool,
That's
burning
us.
candles.
That's me.
And yeah, smell of almost more like a almost metallic tang in the air, like an irony sort of smell,
Like blood.
like blood.
Ah,
Yay. What I'm wondering right now
what am I
is
just making blood pudding?
what I'm wondering right now is who left expensive candles burning before they went to bed.
Half might have just dozed off, watching a fire or something, who knows?
I mean, they would be here, wouldn't they?
Oh, probably. They might have just fallen asleep and drank too much or something like that. I mean, it can happen. I mean, we're in the dry now. We can probably dry ourselves off and, I don't know, we could have a wander around, see if there's like a nice fire we can sit in front of, relax, see if we can find anyone here. Because there should be servants here at the very least. I mean, if we head towards where I think the kitchen should be, I mean, these houses will have a kitchen. We'll head that way. I mean, they'll have a fire burning there, and the servants will be there if anything, so we might get some info.
That seems reasonable.
Yes, in a grand house like this, the kitchen would usually be downstairs. So you look around, you find a set of stone stairs heading downwards. They sort of curl back on themselves down and open up into this large kitchen room. There is no fire burning in the hearth here. There is no sign of any life. You can see there are several dishes sat out on this long wooden table in the centre of the room, like porcelain dishes with the lids on, left sat on this table. And other than that, the room is empty. You can see there is a door for one side leads into a scullery. Again, no sign of any life. And another door leads onto what appears to be a well-stocked pantry.
Are there any windows that we can see that would show the back of the house?
In the
Are there any-
basement area.
It's like a
right.
sunken down level. There is windows high up in the wall. You could, if you stood on top of like one of the work sort of counters, you could see out of them. From this angle looking down, all you can see is sort of darkness and the occasional flash of lightning. But yeah, there are.
I'll
windows to light
pick up
up.
one of the lids of the and check if there's food below them.
There is. Yes. There appears to be cold soup in one of the dishes, and hunks of bread in another, and some cheese in the third.
Something seems really wrong.
Ah, well, I'll see if I can start the fire. I'm assuming there's a place, like a fireplace here. Would I have wood next to it?
Yes, there is
I'll
a
just-
cold hearth. The hearth has ashes in it. It
I'll see
looks
if I
like
can-
it's not been swept since the last fire burnt down.
Yeah, I'll try to start a fire there.
But
If
yes,
they've
there
got
are.
fire making stuff around.
Yeah, there are logs beside it. There's kindling. There's the usual tools of fire
I
making.
mean, we're soaked through. We need somewhere to dry off. This is as good place as any.
Yeah, as you set about lighting the fire, you hear. Well, I'm going to offer you all one more listen check, actually. As you set about to get the fire going in the hearth. The Reverend and Mr. Peach don't hear this, but Thomas, you hear the banging of a door somewhere upstairs. Okay. Like banging in the wind, more so than like.
Does it sound like the front door
Just
or
banging.
just
I'm
a
not
door
to be
somewhere?
sure. It sounds fairly large door, but possibly not
Fair
the front door.
Oh, fair enough. Sounds like there's some sort of banging upstairs. I'm not sure if anyone wants to check out whilst I try and get this fire going. Or whether you want to all stay here and we just stay in the warm and see if there's any food.
Well,
We could probably warm this soup up.
I'm a bit worried about the fact that there's nobody here and that the servants would leave their food to get cold and not, keep the fire on, not, dim the lighting and not extinguish the candles. Something's very odd here.
Like they left the house suddenly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at least we're here so we can watch over the candles and the fire and the food, and we can take care of the place till the servants turn up again.
Yes, I'm a bit. Should we go look upstairs? What the sound was you heard?
I don't know. Do you want to eat something first?
Well, it'll be a few minutes before the fire's warm. And
Well, we can always take a snack with us. We could always have a wander up now and take some bread or some cheese.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's have a look.
quiet here. I don't think anyone's too bothered about it.
Yeah, I'll just leave some. I'll just leave some money behind for them.
Yeah. Whatever satisfies your conscience. Keeper, what sort of cheese is it? Is it like quite sharp cheese or hard cheese? Sort of weaponized cheese, I'm thinking.
It's like little chunks of wedges of probably like a sort of cheddar.
Is it the sort of thing that could cause an injury if it is thrown at some velocity?
Oh, no, not really. It's cheese. How are you going to hurt someone with cheese?
Well,
What would that ridiculous suggestion would that be? No, this is
I mean,
perfectly safe cheese.
it's
Not
not
like
hard
dangerous French
cheese.
or Italian stuff.
Don't know.
Okay.
I give it a go. I'll take a wedge with it just in case I need it as a weapon.
Okay. So,
I'll
yes,
nibble on it.
cheese in hand, you head upstairs. Are all three of you heading up?
Towards the
Yes.
sound, I think.
Yeah, I think we should stay together.
Okay, so you head up back to the ground floor. And the direction that the banging door is sort of through one of the doors off the entrance hall. You pass through appears to be a sitting room, again empty. You pass into a sitting room, it's empty. The fire has burnt down in the hearth. There are wine glasses on the table and an half-empty bottle of wine.
Wine glasses used or still empty?
Used. Yes. There are 4 of them. 4. Like, you just see a vague trace of wine in the bottom. In fact, one of them probably still has like that much wine.
Is it good? Is it good one?
Do you want to taste it?
From the bottle, yes.
Yeah, you take a.
It doesn't have an iron-like smell, does it?
No, the blood smell is stronger in here though.
Hmm.
And you can see the door at the far side of the room banging in the wind. And as it
That's
bangs
where that
open for a
came
moment,
from.
there's a. You swear that you saw rain on the other side of it. Like lightning on the far side of this door.
We'll better close that and make sure that's secure.
Yeah, the wine is good. Very good. You look at the bottle, it's some fancy vintage that you've never had the pleasure of trying.
Not from this
You can
man.
make me an appraise roll if you want to work out how fancy the wine is.
That would not. Well, can try.
Probably should have given you some appraisal skills.
Not a
dead
chance.
fancy.
The door that is
I'll probably
tapping in the wind.
There's a breaking glass behind you as the bottle
Taking the
hits
bottle
onto
and
the floor and just priceless wine spills out as the Reverend. Are you peering through the door or are you just shutting it?
I'm wanting to know if the door is that a door to the outside and supposed to be?
You don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's not like looking like it's like a.
It's a
Come on.
solid
Whether it's an
wooden
external door, basically, or one that's
Yeah.
meant to open it outside. Or internal.
Looks
I mean-
the same as the internal door you just came through.
So I'm gonna take a look outside.
Well, as you peer through the door, what you see is not outside. It appears to be a large dining hall. Or at least, that's what you usually see in a hall this size. Think of the sort of a double-heighted dining hall, the kind that's fashionable in older manor houses. We're talking Tudor-style dining hall. Would have had one of those big long tables. It's got a big stone fireplace. Currently, it does not have a roof. Rain is pouring in through this huge jagged hole in the roof. Timbers have fallen downwards. Like, roof tiles are scattered, broken across the floor, and the rain is just pouring down into this internal hall. And you can smell blood. And as you can see, make out torn and ripped shapes of bodies strewn across the floor amidst these broken tiles and timbers. And I need... you are on it already.
How did we not see that from the outside of the ship?
Wrong side of the house. Wrong side of the house. You were in a little bit of a hurry. I need you to roll me 1d6, please, here.
I look at Thomas while we're waiting. I was going to have that.
2.
And deduct 2 from your sanity. The 2... So, Bram and Thomas are staring down at this, like, broken wine spilling into a rug.
Yeah.
As the Reverend is just, like,
Nothing to do
staring
with it.
out through this door into the hall beyond.
I think I found the people that lived here. And I think they're not going to be bothered by us being here.
Oh,
Right.
that's good.
And I'll go over to look myself.
Okay, give me that sanity roll as you peer out into this wrecked scene. The broken bodies and remains. And well, the Reverend did say that they weren't going to be surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
the way this night's been going, what else would you expect to see?
I do look up. Like, isn't there supposed to be a roof?
I mean,
There's no roof.
Does it look like it was just ripped off, or does it? I mean, does it look like it was meant to be that way, or does it look like it had been taken away?
It looks like this is definitely not part of the architect's design.
Okay.
This
Okay.
looks, from looking at the hall and the state of it, and it's got paintings on the walls, and you get the impression that this was very much not intended to be the outside, and was until very recently, in fact, the inside. It still has walls. The walls are still standing, like the lip of the roof is still standing. It's just the very center of the roof itself is missing.
does it look like it's been caved in, like from something heavy on the roof, or does this look like something's been burned?
Down here, do you have any skills pertaining to anything in the line of?
Probably
structural-
not.
If not, just give me a spot hidden. As you look at
Oh.
it. Like the timbers have come down, but that's how gravity works. You can tell they're broken and they do look burnt in some places.
So either there was a very small fire somewhere there.
Fire. And then I look at it. Does it look like it was burned from the outside or the inside?
You can't be certain. I mean, there is a lightning storm going on.
I think I'm gonna send another prayer to St. George at this point, as it constantly keeps looking like there's a dragon attack. I think we should just go down. If whatever has hunted us is able to put a hole like this into the roof of a building, we'll probably safest down in the cellars.
What's hunting us?
Huh? I don't know.
I thought you said
Sounds like a
something.
dragon, I guess.
Another screech echoes through the night.
Well, whilst Reverend Green is checking that room out, Thomas is trying to conceal the spilled wine, just like move the remains of the bottle to one side, and I'm not sure if you can
Just
use
sweep it under the
match.
rug.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Use the rug, just roll it up.
Thomas, it doesn't matter. They won't care.
Care about what? Nothing to do with me. It was like that
Anything.
when I arrived.
No, they won't care about anything at this point.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'll read them the last rites, I think.
So are you stepping out into the rain, into the broken hall?
I'll stay.
Also,
I'll step into
last
the.
rites. This is when I realised I know nothing about how like the religion works. I don't.
I'll
Protestants do last rites? I don't think we do.
Yeah, dust to dust or something.
I'll do something. I think should be done.
No.
For those dead
Anyone
people.
actually knows how religion. Why did I make it?
Look, I'm about as religious as the next rock.
Well, that rock is in fact the altar of the church, so it's incredibly faithful. So you know.
Hey, yes.
Anyway.
You could probably just do an education roll or something, because it's, well, to be fair, it's something you know what to do.
I mean, the vicar would know, but I as
the
a player.
vicar knows. The vicar knows.
So the vicar goes out.
The vicar
and
does
just,
the appropriate religion things.
exactly. But standing as close to the door and to the wall as he feels is needed.
Yes. So you say a prayer for the lost souls of the departed dead of this place.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, I think this is going to be where we go to break, because otherwise I shall forget to do a break. So we'll see you back here in 10 minutes' time. So, 3 strangers on a carriage ride. What even word was I trying to say there? 3 strangers on a carriage ride on a dark and stormy night have sought shelter in a manor on top of the hill. Searching the manor, they have found out that its inhabitants are, well, they are home. They do unfortunately seem to be very dead. Their bodies mangled in the wreckage of the dining hall, the ceiling caved in, burnt and broken, and something is out there in the night, hunting. But as the Reverend says the last prayers for the dead, you hear the screeched cry on the wind and the flap of wings. What are you doing?
Well, you turn around and go back to the cellar.
I'm going to have a look around to see if there's anything we could use as a weapon or anything along those lines. Sometimes they have weapons on display, don't they?
Are you looking around the house, cellar, just the whole of the house?
Oh, just headed on our way, basically, to the basement.
Okay, so just what's on the way, not
Not going to search the whole place. We're just heading.
Okay, so you go back through the. I mean, you never left the little sitting room with the wine, books and shelves on the walls. There's more portraits. The decoration here and here is more sort of homely and academic.
Words and stuff.
Yeah, the main hall, as I said, it's got those 2 paintings hanging. It has. There are not weapons on the wall in those rooms. No. There is a poker next to the fire, a sturdy iron poker. There is a candlestick with candles almost burnt down to the bottom. There's a vase with some slightly sad-looking flowers on top of the mantelpiece in the hall. This would be deemed a weapon. As I said, some solid books, a broken wine bottle, several wine glasses, a cushion.
None of which seem to be dragon tier weapons.
We could probably make something if you wanted. I've got my walking stick here, which is quite hefty, but I mean, is there nothing in this? If we head towards the basement where the servants area
If you
is,
head down to the kitchen,
yeah,
there are kitchen knives of varying sizes, from small vegetable paring knives to big, chunking up your meat knives, like a big
Some
cleaver.
I was looking for. Is there like what's the most damaging thing, like an axe or something? Is there like a wood axe or something?
What's in here? You can see there appears to be a back door to the kitchen leading up to a yard. You suspect there's probably some
something inside?
outbuildings that might have
Yeah, I don't think I'll go
at
there
the
just.
outside.
I would like to check the books that are around here.
Okay, so you're staying up in the living room, checking through.
Yeah, I'd like to just take the time to just cursory glance over the books if there's anything that is, maybe they know what this is, maybe they.
Okay, I'm gonna say give me a library use roll, please.
Well then, let's see if our. No, he's not seeing anything.
Yeah, maybe it's the shock of what you've seen and what's going on, but you're not really focused on the library. There seem to be books of mainly books of history. There's books of local history. There's 3 different translations of Beowulf. But
Well, I mean, it's just not feeling safe up here. Should just probably go down.
yeah, you hear the creak of timbers through the shut door. It's like
Yeah,
something large had settled down.
I'll just, go down.
maybe we should make haste.
To the basement.
Yeah.
Stanley walk.
I'm assuming there's like metal trays, like with on the table and stuff like that.
Yes.
Poker and tray. The knight in shiny armor already.
Well, I was just thinking, I'll try and see if I can fold a tray or something around my forearm to make
Okay,
four-person suit of armor.
Give me a strength roll. Like they're trying to hammer out a gauntlet out of someone's dining set.
I'll spend 1 luck on it because that's almost insulting that I failed a strength roll.
Okay. It's gonna take a while. It's not gonna make armor. Essentially, you can get it as a curved
Yeah, that's all he's after.
metal.
I mean, he's not a blacksmith. He can't make armor. It's just the principle of it. It's the point of it.
Yeah,
Just make sure that if something bites that arm, that there might be something that gives you the time to pull it out.
Exactly. So it's just basic, just poor stuff, really. But just grabbing, I'm not sure what you'd class as sort of walking stick as a weapon, whether it'd be a heavy club or something like that, or if there's something like a big axe handle or something that would do, that sort of thing.
there's not an axe handle in here, no.
Not pickaxe type handle, just thinking of something.
No, you'd probably think there's everything house buildings outside.
Yeah, just thinking of the thing that seems to be the best weapon he can get, or if he can make one out of something. I don't know what would be best here. You said there was there's cleavers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
there's cleavers, there's brooms, there's mops, mop buckets.
On the way down, would we go past any the servants' rooms?
Yeah, there's probably some servants' rooms down here in the basement if you search around you.
Just to see how recently they'd been lived in.
The beds are made up. There's still clothes in the cupboards. Doesn't look like it's been long since whoever was here left.
I mean, considering that the candle's still lit, I mean, that means within a couple of hours.
But also what you'd notice is, in fact, what you definitely notice, Bram, no shoes. They've taken their shoes with them, which usually means that they've,
Right, and they wouldn't have extra pairs, most likely. So.
No. So it looks like they've left, definitely. Taking their outdoor shoes.
That's interesting. So,
and coats, but mostly the shoes.
so we haven't seen anyone else in here, and I just as a matter of note, there are no shoes in any of the servants' rooms. Like they all just left.
I mean, considering how the dining hall looks, I don't think we can begrudge him that.
Unless, of course, they're in the dining room. We didn't do a count of how many were in there.
Did you do a head count?
I don't think there were enough heads to count. But even if they weren't,
We could have done a shoe count and divided it in half.
as long as they left while the creature was still doing its business, they would have had a good chance to get away. I don't think we should get outside right now.
No, not at all.
Maybe when it's daylight.
That might be best. I mean, bats don't tend to go around in daytime, do they?
No,
People
generally
think
not.
bats.
Unless there's something wrong with them.
I don't know. But
I mean, if you disturb them, yeah.
yeah, whilst we're having this conversation, I'm trying to weaponize the brooms or the mops or anything like that. Not sure what would be best, whether a large cleaver, whether it'd be best on its own or attached to something.
Up
I
to
mean, do you have Bram? You have your tools with you, right?
I do, yeah.
I mean, we could take the poker and fashion it to the front of the stick of the broom, and then you have like a lance
Well, they are
to keep
they're
it on
mostly-
distance.
Well, they might work, but they're mostly leatherworking tools. They're not for
And then if we fish,
metal work.
there's clothing here, right? So just use that to.
Yeah, we could.
Probably
let-
They've definitely worked for attaching one thing to another. Like you've got sort of
yeah, we
leather
could
and
lash
glue
things
and all
together with
sorts
it.
of things. So
Right.
So
I would allow you to use like your cobbling or mechanical repair here.
Okay.
Cobble together a weapon.
See what you can cobble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that'd
just
work.
help
I
try
mean,
and secure
In the meantime, while they do that, I'm gonna go and get like little glasses or anything that is like small and boxy, where you could fill like small little quantities of stuff. I'm gonna fill my flash powder from a photography kit in like little of those boxes, and I'm gonna go
Yeah.
grab a pack of matches.
We are next
little-
to the pantry, so there might be small jars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Perfect,
little
something like
jars,
that.
Yeah, you can tip out some spices and fill them with.
Yeah, make little homemade grenades, basically.
But yeah, if you, I think if there's a role for.
Or maybe
Natural
If you
world.
haven't got a better role, I'm going to say give me a photography role because this is what
Photography
you do
or
for
natural
photography.
world?
And Bram, I was going to say give me either cobbling or mechanical repair.
I'm gonna give you the 5 points of luck for that.
Okay.
Could I actually help Bram in any shape or form with what he's doing?
It depends. What skill have you got to offer here?
I'd say just brute strength.
Okay. I mean, you can hold things steady. As he
Yeah.
does the
Yeah.
actual attaching. He gets.
Would that help?
gets it
I know he's got
all
success
bound together.
anyway. But,
So what was it? A cleaver attached to a stick, essentially.
something, just
So
making.
sort of like a halberd, sort of, is the end result.
Yes. Yes. And maybe a warhammer if we have another.
Yeah, we're just trying to weaponize what we have.
Yeah, as you're doing this, you hear a crashing sound from upstairs. The ripping, the tearing, and almost sounds like collapsing rubble.
Is there another way out of here? Just these places sometimes have a separate way
Yeah,
for
as I
coal
said,
to be loaded.
there's a side entrance up on.
Coal or servants' entrance.
So
Probably.
there's the main stair you came down, and there's another stair that leads out into the
Building.
the outside.
I think we should stay down in here, but if it gets in there, we get out of the servants' entrance.
Is there anything flammable here?
There is wood. There is.
Something more volatile. I was thinking alcohol type one.
Definitely alcohol. I don't know how strong an
Let-
alcohol you're going to keep down in your kitchen.
That's
Kerosene or lamp oil?
Probably not in the kitchen itself, but in one of the storerooms sort of off the kitchen up the hall. Yeah, there'd be lamp oil.
was thinking we could probably fill some of these large cauldron type things that you find in the kitchen, or with something that could, well, we could set a light to if we have to, or at the very least, we can grease the floor effectively with it, so it's difficult for it to pursue us. So
The building seems to shake as something heavy sets itself down. You can see shadows moving. You see the windows high in the wall of the kitchen. You see shadows of something large moving past them around the outside. It's definitely out there. Something bangs onto the door of the house, the main front door.
the main door is that
Yeah.
the entrance door.
That was the big heavy oak door, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could just be quiet. It'll probably go away.
Yeah, let's just hide. I don't think, don't fancy our chances.
Well, we can do what we can do. How long is it till sunrise, sort of thing, Keeper, roughly? Have we got any idea?
Well, it was before midnight when your carriage was attacked, so
Yeah, so we've got plenty of time.
I would reckon you probably got
Most
at least 5 hours to go before the sun rises.
that should be okay.
And
Is
that
there-
thing, whatever it is, seems to be slowly tearing this house down around you.
We didn't happen to see any grandfather clocks or anything. Timekeeping.
There is a clock in the kitchen, yeah. It's about midnight now.
The kitchen that we're in, is that brick? I mean, are we like in a we are like below the ground level right now, right?
Semi below the ground. Like,
Semi below.
essentially, like, it's sunken down. It's not like an underground basement. So you'd say, like, about half the room would technically be under the ground level, but it's not, like, fully underground.
So it can just rip the roof off if it wants to get in here. The pantry, does that go down to get cool, nice temperatures?
It's on the same level as the kitchen.
On the same level.
But it on the inner bit. It doesn't have a window. It's like got solid stone walls.
There's not a cellar beneath this place, then.
Not that you found so far, no.
Well, we'll go and hide. And well, if it finds us, we go out, and we'll try to get it to spread out so that
Well, we'll
it has
try
to
to
choose, right?
strategy. Who's got what weapons, by the way?
Get a stick, a
Yes.
walking cane.
Not a spear or halberd type thing.
I mean, we have the little. I'm gonna. How many of those glasses could I fashion with my supplies?
Or maybe we found
I'd
it.
say 3.
3. I'm gonna give 1 to each of you, and tell you to well, if it finds you, throw it at you at it. Gonna be a bit of a bang. Gonna be bright and loud.
Bram, you've still got that lantern. That might be useful as well. I mean, there's enough flammable stuff here if we need to, but I mean, it'd be better if we could get out of here quickly. I mean, there's 2 different ways we can go. If something comes in through that way, we'll head the other way.
Yeah. We could just burn the house over our heads and then.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd like to go just take a peek to see how the servant entrance, what it's like outside. You know, like what side of the house? What if we were to have to leave quickly? You know, where would we just be exposed? Are there outbuildings anywhere close?
Okay, you peer out. You can see there's almost this sort of semi-enclosed. It's not quite a courtyard. It's enclosed on one side by the house, and on one side by a line of outbuildings, sort of shed, like a line of what looks to be like storage sheds. and on the other two sides by a stone wall with the gateway at the far end.
But, okay, so not totally open to the sky.
Well-
I mean, it doesn't have a roof.
Okay.
If we hold ourselves to the walls, we might not be spotted immediately. But even then, we need to get away from the building. And as long as this creature's around, there's grass fields. I doubt we will be making it a lot of distance.
Sound of breaking glass echoes again down from upstairs.
Getting closer
Crashing
to us.
noise, almost like there's something like it was inside the house.
Mentioned there's quite a bit of clothing. Is there anything that could be? I'm assuming the servants area will have like the.
There's some clothing. There's no coats. There's no sort of outdoor wear, and there's nothing that would consider like their best. Or it's more like some spare shirts and underwear.
I was thinking of storage for things like curtains and stuff like that. That wouldn't be down here, would it?
There's a linen cupboard, yes.
Because we could actually fashion effectively a net or something that would tangle it from these. Something we could throw over it, I suppose.
Well, you did see how big it was.
Oh, we'll just. How big was it?
Big.
Very big.
Bigger. Oh,
Like 14 feet, at least the size of the carriage.
Crash. Something crashes again upstairs.
did you want any of the soup?
And you hear a scrape of claws on the door at the top of the stairs down to the servants' room.
I think it found us.
It's probably 7 us by now.
I think I'm gonna start dropping like the clothes and everything into the stairwell.
Oh, we could shove the flammable oils and stuff that way as well.
Yeah, exactly. Anything that burns, and then we can just once it comes down, we just yeet the lantern into that.
So essentially, you're trying to build a large pile at
That'll smoke
the
and
foot of the
burn and
stairs, and then you
stink.
can set fire to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it comes through, basically, if it comes through that way.
Okay, yeah. So you start sort of piling things up and sort of soaked in lamp oil. Is this the idea? So it goes up.
Yeah.
Anything
Okay.
flammable we've got here.
And hopefully the stairway
as
going
you're
up will...
piling things on this pile, you can hear it throwing its weight against the door at the top of the stairs.
So
Actually,
if we
And
lit
then
it,
there's a crash as the timbers give way. What are you doing?
I'll chuck the my little glass jar at it as it comes through.
Okay, at the thing as it starts to slither its way down the stairs. So,
Yeah.
so are you getting close to do this? Or are you getting?
No, I'm just gonna.
So you're behind the pile of cloth. You're throwing this up the staircase.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a throw roll, please.
It's gonna go horrifyingly wrong. Yeah.
There is a flash, a crash, an explosion of like. Is this like phosphorus?
Yeah, and I think
Oh, from the huge pile of flammable items you piled up, this flash of fire as the things seem to crash, the heat sort of in your face. I need well, definitely from the Reverend. I'm gonna say a con roll here, as there's this flash of heat as the flames start to lick up.
if I had rolled that earlier.
Yeah.
we're hoping
Where
the
is everyone
stairway...
else?
I think we're probably heading towards the other exit.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're behind the Reverend, heading already towards the other stairs.
We're
Brown,
kind of
where are
hoping
you?
the stairway would act as a chimney to help guide the heat and the flames
Yeah,
up.
at the moment, it's just a flash of fire, like your night vision is completely gone in this flash of light and flame.
I'd probably try and grab the Reverend and pull him with us, to be
Okay, so you're
fair.
hauling him back towards the stairs.
Yeah. Because, he's only
You're
tired.
just running for the door as the flames start to lick up around the kitchen.
Yep.
And this thing, are you any of you looking back, or are you just running?
I'm too busy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being dragged backwards, so I guess I have no choice at looking back.
Yeah, the Reverend can see. The other two of you are just running up the servant stairs out into the courtyard. As this thing keeps them slithering down through the smoke-filled stairs. The flames sort of lick up. They're starting to lick across the ceiling now. The flame spreading as this creature comes crawling through the fire. As the flames licking across, lighting, you can see it now clearly in the light of this flame. It's scaled, like more like an alligator than a lizard almost. And these like, scaly skin. It's got a thin, pointed head, a sinuous serpentine neck, these bat-like wings, and there is only really one word that comes to your mind to describe this thing as it comes slithering through the
dragon.
fire, looking across its scales. Dragon. And and you're being dragged up the stairs out into the rain once more. The storm's not quite as bad as it was before, but still buffeting. You can see the light of the fire through the windows of the kitchen. This line of windows lit up with the flame within.
Did you see it?
It's a dragon. It's a dragon. It's a dragon. We need to split. We need to split up. If we're together, it'll catch us all. It's a dragon. 100. It's.
Was it affected by the flames?
I'm going to ask for a sanity roll from the Reverend here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the others. Do you believe that he's seen a dragon?
Maybe.
Dragons aren't real.
I think they are.
Next angel protect you. I'm gonna go try to get just like split off from the party and get
Okay, so you're trying
away.
to like go split up and go different directions.
Exactly. It can only ever hunt one of us, and I'm gonna be the slowest. So, and I'm the oldest. These guys still have their lives in front of them. I'm gonna go and.
Oh, is that a contested strength roll?
Are you trying to hold on to him?
If you're trying to hold on to me, I'm trying to get
hold on to
away.
his contested strength, essentially.
I mean, I don't know.
Struggling and fighting in the rain. Give me those rolls.
I mean, if you
know what to do.
If you keep hold on me, I'm gonna yell at you, but I'm not gonna try.
No, the thing is, if you want him to let go of you, he'll let go of you. But I don't know.
All right. We just need to move. And I'm gonna move as fast as we can. And I'm gonna give you all the blessings that I can as a in hopes that you can help.
Yeah, you can see now the fire is starting to spread across the manor. If you're just running, are you just like hurrying out into the night again?
Well, I suppose we're hurried as fast as someone with move 4 can.
Yeah. Hurrying at reverend speed.
So
Yeah.
I'll be walking at half speed because my legs are probably. If I crawl slowly, I'll probably be faster. So
You can probably get.
You're sticking with him. You're not. None of you are trying to leave the weakest of
No.
mind.
No.
I mean, you can go in the chat and look if there's heavy tools if we need to defend ourselves.
That's a very good point.
Because I'm gonna take a while until I'm out.
Yeah, if you want to go and quickly check one of the sheds, give me essentially a look roll to see whether you happen to find a shed that's got something dead useful in.
Who wants to check?
Just a heavy axe, something.
Yeah. Bram, you sort of open. You're looking like plant pot. Like you can hear crashing. That thing is still behind you, and you're sort of scanning over. Like, no, none of that's useful.
No.
None of that's useful. If anyone else who's fast moving wants to check, you can.
Is there like a stables or something for this place? As one of the outbuildings? I don't know.
Yeah, probably one of these would be stables. Yes.
Would it be just a luck roll to see if there's like a hefty weapon there?
Yeah.
Flail, or like threshing grain.
Or any of the
Basically,
farrier's tools?
you're under time pressure here, I assume, unless you're stopping to thoroughly examine and search
Oh,
this place.
We've got weapons anyway. We've got a weird halberdy thing, and we've got a weapon basically.
I'm not going to be fast enough to do anything anyway, so I'm just going to.
You make it out of the gate of the courtyard when you hear an almighty crash behind you. The crashing of timbers, and you see a flash of sparks up into the night sky, and a dark shape just rising up out of the wreckage of the manor.
Oh, that's not good.
You've slowed it down, but it's still coming.
We could go
You're
back
out
to
in the
the
night
hedge.
and the rain, the fire spreading across the manor. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm moving as fast as I can, getting away. You guys are the ones with time to spare.
Yeah, I'll try and back away, but trying to make sure it sees me first if it goes for
Okay,
it.
so you're there.
Chase it off.
You hear a screech again.
You're not as big as the horse. You're big, but you're not as big as the horses, and you got
Oh,
them.
I'm not sure. No, the horse has got away. It's fine. I'm going to try and scare it away again and shout at it and wave my cobbled weapon at it.
Okay, with you, we have to put you off again. I don't know.
Come
I don't
on,
You
know.
were
come on,
very lucky last time.
come on.
If you can
Come
get
on,
a
Emma.
extreme success, no.
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 The
You
exact
raise your
opposite
spear
side.
to the high, and it dives down, and there
I
towards
think
you.
I've just annoyed it. For everyone
Jaws
else, that was a fumbled intimidate roll.
open. Yeah, it has no fear of you.
So it's effectively a taunt.
And as it swoops down, jaws open, you want to try and fight back against it. Or you want to
Yes.
try and dodge.
Fight back, of course. I mean,
Hold it like a spear.
Oh.
Spot in the ground and just pierce it.
that's how he'll fight back against us at swooping towards him. Try and set it down and use it as a lance type halberd thing. But I don't know what.
It's gonna be awesome.
So what
Okay.
sort of damage would you say a cobbled weapon would do? Like,
I will look up in just a sec.
so I'm just
if
going to.
it's a spear, I think the baseline skill for like, hang on, we've got spear.
It's like a halberd, but spear's probably closer because it won't be a proper halberd.
I will
Yeah.
say, look, I have many weapons. I've not checked yet if I actually have halberd in my extensive list of melee weapons here.
Well, I know
I
a
got
lot
a
of
D8, I think. Something like that.
we have cavalry lance, which is a D8 plus 1. So I think we'll
Let's
go
say
for
D8.
D8 because this is not a proper official lance.
Yes.
But first, I'm gonna be kind because I can't be bothered to look up base skills with spears, so I think that I'll go put this under your half your fighting brawl.
So just fighting brawl roll. Or
Half your fighting brawl.
how would I do that?
So just roll a D100, and if you got to beat whatever half your fighting brawl is.
Ah, fair enough. Well, I'll just do this roll. That's a fail. Okay, that's a fail.
That's a fail. Okay, so you fail to fight back, and you try and hold your ground against this thing, and there is a snap of jaws. Now, you do have
Little
point
bit
of armor with your raised hand, so that
Oh,
you
that'll
can
save me.
you can reduce any incoming damage by 1 here.
It's a good idea. So, is that no damage then?
Well, we shall see.
If you're really, really lucky, yes.
Shall see. 6 plus damage bonus. Oh boy, plus the damage bonus. "11 points of damage is reduced to 10 as this thing jaws just close around Thomas Percival Knight.
I can take that. But that probably was a major wound, though.
Is that more than half your health?
Yes.
Okay, give me a constitution roll. And the other two, you need to give me sanity rolls. This thing just chomps down on Thomas here. And like, the panic is setting in. Like, yeah. That's give me a 1d4 for both of you. As yeah, that just took a bit of a chunk out of Thomas there.
A chunk or half of him?
Oh,
Well,
A fair chunk, but he's
an
still
arm.
no,
Oh,
An
not the arm
arm.
with metal on.
Yeah.
I'm below my daily limit now.
Okay, give me a 1d10. As the panic has been too much, Thomas, blood flowing freely. Somehow you're still conscious. You're bleeding. You have one arm and a spear. And the Reverend is just screaming. Just panicked, hysterical, screaming at the top of his lungs.
Fair reaction, I would say.
What is everyone doing?
Running.
This thing's shaking its head from side, just like trying to like shake this bit of metal that's stuck in its teeth.
That was mine. That was.
Yeah, it's distracted for the time being. It's trying to like, yeah.
Left
Thomas,
or
you're
right
bleeding a
arm?
lot. You're in a lot of pain.
Probably. Is animal handling a good skill to try and tame it with?
How do you feel? You can...
I'm not sure whether I should go with
Well,
animal.
potentially slightly delirious with bloodlust, so it's up to you.
Good doggy, good doggy. I don't know.
Well, as Thomas ponders his fate, what's the rest of you two doing?
Well, he's got a low dex compared to Bram.
Regretting that I forgot my dragon bane today.
I mean, you got a flashbang.
Yeah. I'll try throwing it at the thing's
Okay.
head.
Give me a throw roll, please. Doing on an arm, and this flash goes off in its face. It staggers back, sort of eyes sort of twisting its head back and forth.
Thomas,
yeah, you've definitely some damage to its eyesight there.
Thomas, if its chest is exposed, try stabbing it in the chest. If you have your good arm left.
But
If I've got an opening, I'll strike it.
if you want to, yeah, if you want to try, you've got a penalty die.
It's probably stupid to do, but
You did anyway, it's fine.
Yes,
So,
yeah,
penalty
you have a
die.
penalty die because it ate your arm.
even with a penalty, that's a success and 11 damage.
It's a success, and if it's right back, yeah. Some of it's like the cleaver glances. Oh no, not two hands. Sorry, the cleaver glances slightly off its scale, so not all that damage is going through. But yeah, you've wounded it.
That's good.
Black
I've got one good
Icarus
arm.
blood drops down onto the flagstones. It lets out this pain's cry, this screech into the night, flailing its head back and forth. Reverend, what are you doing?
I'm running. I'm running. I have nothing that I can do.
Still screaming.
Yeah. Panicked, running, probably stumbling down. There's a slope down,
Yeah,
right?
now you're. So, yeah, there's a
I'm just
there's a
gonna
path that seems to be
bumble.
winding back down towards the road, or the straight across the field you came.
Straight across. And just at some point just falling,
Yeah, I'm
probably.
gonna say give me a dex roll. Let's see if you're staying on your feet or if you're slither sliding your way down. tumble, slither sliding your way down this hill, losing your footing, slipping on the wet grass. You just slide your way down. Bram, the Reverend's running. Thomas is fighting. What are you doing?
Well, what do I have at hand? Do I still have something pokey?
Did you bring something pokey from the kitchen?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
What have you got?
something more. Well, probably one of the larger kitchen knives.
Yeah, you got a kitchen knife. Yeah.
If I'm close enough, if it's distracted, I will try stabbing it in the chest.
Okay. Give me. I can never remember what knife is. Knife fighting brawl. Yeah.
It's
I'll say it's for now. I need to at some point pin the table of baselines for weird and wonderful weapons.
let's see what would I use for that.
So just roll your fighting brawl. And this will be kitchen knife. So we'll say this will be a. I don't need to look up. It sort of glances you, but you miss the panic in the dark as this thing. It still seems to be partially blinded. It's wounded a little. But yeah, you don't manage to land a hit.
Well, what I'll try and do is pass.
Thomas, running or fighting?
Well, I'm going to see if I can pass the flashbang thing I've got to Bram, and I think I probably should stop this bleeding to death bit, or I don't know. I'm not bleeding out definitely at the moment, am I? Or
No, but it's not good. I mean, you've lost an arm.
I mean, if you bathe in its dead blood, you're gonna be invulnerable afterwards.
that's a very good true. That's a very good
Yes.
point.
So, yeah, at the moment you've got a spear in one hand. Your other hand is still in the mouth of the creature.
I could do with that arm back. I'm going to well, what the hell? What can I do? I'll fight back. I'll place the flashbang thing on the floor near Bram so he can pick it up if he wants.
Okay.
So,
And I'll try and hit it.
you set down your spear, place the flashbang on the floor, and pick up your spear. You've only got one arm.
I'm trying to have another hit at it. Why not?
Yeah.
Go down,
Throwing of items. Yeah, you're standing your ground, keeping this fight going.
I'm sort of backing away, but I'm trying to back away in a different direction everyone else is, but I'll hit it.
Okay.
I wonder if I could aim for its wings. Oh, actually, no, I'll just hit it. Don't worry. So, fighting brawl, penalty dice?
Yeah, it's going to be fighting back. So, half fighting brawl with the spear. That's 30. Oh! Oh.
Yeah, with a penalty, that's not good.
Okay, that is unfortunately for you a success on its fighting back.
I'm just seeing what I'd need. So, had I got a success, would that be just a tie then, or?
If you've got a success, you would win it because it only got a straight success.
I'd just spend the 1 luck then to make it a
Okay,
success.
you spend the 1 luck, roll me the damage on that. And then, because I've actually forgot to take its actual turn, it is going to try and chop you again.
So, I'll just roll for... I'll just do this one for
Yes, it's the damage of the spear, it's 1d8.
6.
It glances off its scaled hide. And then it's coming in for the attack. Are you going to try and dodge or fight back?
Fight back, of course. Well, actually, having said that, is the dodge with a penalty dice or not?
The dodge is not with a penalty. And the dodge would be to try. Up to you. What do you want to do?
How healthy does it look? It's probably quite well.
It looks fine. Well, it's got a bit of a scratch on one side, and it seems to be. It's currently at a bit of a disadvantage because it can't see so well because of the flashbang in its eyes.
Yeah, I think I'll probably dodge this time.
Okay.
And that's a fail on the dodge.
Oh. Do you have any luck left to spend on this?
Let me see. Probably not enough now. Oh,
No.
actually, no. I'm short of 1 point of luck to make that roll.
Okay. So it lunges in. You try and dodge out of the way, blood splashing across the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
And
good.
its jaws just close around the middle of Thomas. The spear clatters down to the ground.
That's a bit more than my health.
Down into the tiles. Thomas, you are dead.
Yeah, that's more than my max health.
Bram,
Yes.
I need another sanity roll off you, please.
Okay.
I didn't see that. Haha.
I need another 1d4. It killed Thomas. It killed Thomas. Just you and it now in this courtyard. That's 3 more points of your sanity.
It's still above my minimum.
Still above that. You are a lucky man. It's just you and the dragon in the courtyard. What would you like to do?
Well, I picked up the flashbang,
Yeah.
and I'll try throwing it again at the thing's
Okay.
head.
Give me another throw.
Nope, miss.
One clattered, you missed. Unless you want to spend 1 point of luck.
Oh, I will definitely spend
The
that.
flash in its face, it rears back. Try and you've got a little time if you want to try and run or if you want to try and attack it. I will give you a bonus die this time round. It's already at a penalty, so
I will grab the cobble's spear.
pick up the blood-soaked spear.
Yeah, and try to stab it. I mean, on my
Okay. Give me that roll of that is half your fighting brawl for spear using.
I'm not sure what that would be.
So you're going to need a little bit of luck there, I think. No, I think you. Hang on, maths. I think it's 2 points of luck and you've got it, but forgive me if my math is slightly off.
We'll say it's 2, and I'll spend it.
I mean, it glances off its head. It's not doing much harm, and it is going to fight back. But luckily, it only got a success. Remember, you did have a bonus die for that.
No.
But only if you could roll a hard or a better one. But yeah.
So, what did you want me to roll?
No, it's not going to make much difference, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not.
The Reverend, you've tumbled sliding your way down this hill in the mud and the grass. You've managed to sort of control your screaming a little bit now. Occasionally a small scream slips out.
I'm gonna just continue.
Okay.
Try to get.
Okay, I need a dex roll for getting back through that damn hedge.
Sure. I'll just
and flailing.
I'll just drag my way through. I don't care how much I need to get away.
That's going to be, I think, I'll say, roll me 1d3 as you're just clawing your way through this thick, dense, brambled hedge, thorns tearing at your skin.
Perfect.
Small wounds opening up, blood running down your arms. You're through. You're through on the other side. Panic and fear setting in. Back in the courtyard, Bram, the blinded dragon is making a lunge for you.
Okay. Now you try to dodge it.
Okay, give me a dodge roll, please. You're going to need a success at least. Success. You dodge out the way. Yeah, you're evading it now. What next? Run or fight?
Run.
Okay, run.
Not in the direction.
Yeah. You get out to the door of the courtyard. You can either just go straight down the field where you can still hear screaming from that direction, or you can try and take the path down to the road.
I'll take the path.
Okay. You're running. The Reverend's running. I want both of you to make me a luck roll, please.
Who failed worse? Oh, I did.
You rolled lower, which is better.
Mm-hmm.
Bram, unfortunately, rolled higher. The thing is still coming after you, following you.
Oh, it's an 18.
Scrabbled its way across the wall. It's sort of shaken the last bits of Thomas from its mouth. Spits his boot out onto the ground. You really did need new boots. Those ones are not good.
How fast is it coming? Is it?
Slightly faster than you. It's gaining on you.
Okay.
So if you want to try and measure to try and slow it down, or try and hide, or try and in some way stop it in pursuit of you, you can.
Am I at any point where there's any cover, like a building?
There's hedges on either side of this sort of path that's winding down to the main road. There's a ditch. There's hedges. You can see.
I'll go through the hedge and try doubling back, staying below the hedgerow.
I do need a dex roll for fighting hedges.
Okay.
D&D games have doors. This game has hedges. You manage to worm your way through a gap in the hedge. You try and double back towards the burning manor.
Mm-hmm. Because you would never expect us to do that.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll, please.
That's not going to go well.
Almost back. You're sneaking back, and as you knock your toe against the rock, you let out. You hear a screech sound, and there's a it just comes crashing through the hedge. This cloud of splinters and broken thorns as this panicked, half-blinded creature is going to take a lunge for you. Dodge or fight? Dodge or fight?
Dodge. But it took 50 points of damage from the hedge, right?
And it took some damage from the hedge. No, it has scales.
Yeah.
It's not happy. The hedge has not improved its day. But yeah, if you wish to dodge, dodge. You dodge. You are surviving somehow, and this, yeah, as it lunges past you, roll you, the water of the ditch in the corner of the field soaks through your clothes. This thing slithers over you, missing you in the dark. Maybe you have a moment as you see as it slithers above you, where you can either try and stay quiet and hidden down in this ditch, in which case give me a stealth roll, or you can try and strike up with a blooded spear and attack it, in which case give me a fighting roll.
Case. No.
You get its attention again. You try and strike up when it comes back round to you again. Fight or dodge?
Dodge.
You are still alive. Somehow, this fight goes on. The creature, frustrated now by the slipperiest man it has ever tried to season its jaw. He slithers away and is coated in mud and water and blood that's mostly not your own. As it can't get a grip on you. The Reverend, you reach the foot of the hill. You have a choice to keep running up the road to try and find somewhere to hunker down and hide. You can see the light of the burning manor on top of the hill. You can hear sounds of fighting. You can hear this creature's shrieks. What would you like
I mean, it's impressive that it's the still sound. I expected worse. I'll send another prayer to St. George. He may protect the two of them.
Let's just reverse it to papers in here.
And I'm just gonna keep going. There was that watermill down
Yes.
to the river. I think I'll try. If I'm going down there, I'm gonna leave tracks as wide as whatever. I'm just gonna go along the road. I might be faster along the road.
Okay.
And I'll just keep going as long as my legs take me.
Meanwhile, at the top of the hill, we see this scene. Background, this burning manor house, flames through the windows, and silhouetted in front of it. This bat-like winged serpentine creature. And a cobbler wielding a broom handle with a cleaver stuck to the end of it. You want to attack it? Give me a roll. You're getting good
Okay.
with this thing. Let's just make it fight roll.
Okay.
Let's give you a chance to slay the dragon.
Oh no, come on. I wanted the Dragon Slayer this episode.
You stand. The flames silhouette him. There's a moment of your foot just goes out from under you on that same. It's that same rock you stubbed your foot on. And as you go down, the thing's jaws snap onto you. That is 11 points of damage.
Considering I had 9, that exceeds my.
It does, indeed. The flames lick up. Lightning flashes. Thunder rumble. And Ram the cobbler is no more. He just shakes its jaws from side to side. And then drops the remaining sort of lumps of his corpse down into the ditch beside the hedge. Reverend, I need a luck roll from you.
Close enough.
Hurrying along the dark lane. Trees on either side, dark hedges, and you hear it. Flap, flap, flap. Sound of wings behind you, getting closer. Swoop of something. Screeching hawk-like cry. And it's coming from you. You turn and face it. You cower and hide. You run as fast as your aging legs can carry you.
I'll keep running, and I'll try to dodge and keep running.
Okay, give me a dodge roll as the thing swoops in for its final kill.
Not gonna work well, but you know.
You dodge. You roll out of the way. And
Keep
the thing
running.
swoops on by. As the night passes, you keep on running.
Yeah. As long as this thing's here, I'm not gonna be able to fight this. I'm keeping running.
Exhausted and soaked and covered in blood. It is the early hours of the morning when a reverend stumbles across an old coaching inn on the road, on the outskirts of Ashby. The rain has stopped coming down as heavy. Your civilization. There are horses in the barn. Those are your horses? Those are definitely the horses that are pulling your carriage when you set off on this journey. There's lights in the window. You can hear... Oh, it's night. There's not many people up. The very pale edges of rosy tints of dawn are starting to seen on the horizon. You have arrived back at civilization. What do you do?
I'll run in, screaming about a dragon attack, about the complete breakdown, and I'll probably at some point just collapse from exhaustion and probably have a heart attack.
Well, an innkeep comes stumbling out of you, comes screaming into the end like, "Good God, what hour of the morning do you call? Oh, Reverend, are you all right? So what happened to you?"
Dragon attack. It attacked the coach, the driver, and the manor, and the other two, and
as you collapse down, the stress of the night too much for you. You hear someone calling for a doctor, or some strong, some smelling salts or some strong liquor. As the emotion and the fear of the night overwhelms you. And as the sun rises on the burnt-out ruins of the manor, and on the blood-soaked road and the path, rumours start to spread out. A mad vicar running in the night, stories of dragons, dead bodies, attacks in the night, strange occurrences beyond the understanding of the local police when they come up to the hill to find the mutilated remains of the dead and the burnt ruins. Confused and distressed, the local constable pens a letter to an old colleague in London. The letter lands on the desk of the Metropolitan Police. Open it, frown a little at the stupid superstitions of country folk. Dragons? What nonsense! This is... But something in the back of the constable's mind stops his hand as he goes to sort of throw the letter directly into the waste paper basket. His hand draws back, and he dips his pen in the pot and begins to pen a letter of his own. Writes out a few lines, seals it up, and hands it to one of the messengers. Take that over to 18 Grosvenor Square, would you? And that is where we're going to end for tonight.